Hey guys, Em here, and I am here to talk to you today about Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Now, I've been meaning to read this book for quite some time, probably since it came out several months ago. I mean, it is a retelling of Cinderella, but it is infused with geekery and con stuff, and it just sounded right up my alley. Plus, I'd heard nothing but good things about it. I just never got around to it. Until about a month ago, one of my best friends caught me drooling over her copy on her bookshelf and graciously offered to let me borrow it, as well as any other books I would like to borrow from her bookshelf. Which, guess what, guys? That means I have a lot of reading coming up, so stay tuned. Back to the matter at hand, I was super excited to pick up Geekerella. It was a simple, sweet, easy read. I mean, I finished it in a day. I know I'm a fast reader, but I feel like that illustrates more the fact that you connect with the characters and you want to know so much more about them. Like, I could not put it down, got through the whole thing. Great way to spend a Saturday. Books and tea. I'm going to try and do this video with the least amount of spoilers possible. Like, I'm going to try to be really good, but as I mentioned, it's based on Cinderella, so I feel like you guys, you kind of know what's going to happen and how this is going to go, and a few of the plot points really not going to spoil all that much for you, because you know, right? Right? You know. So, Geekerella is actually told from two separate viewpoints, and they switch off every chapter. The first viewpoint we get is Elle Whitmire, who is basically our Cinderella. The second viewpoint is from Darren Freeman, who is our prince, for lack of a better term. He is our prince to this story. So, Elle happens to be obsessed with this show, Starfield. Now, Starfield aired back in the day. She bonded over reruns and stuff with her father. Her father was obsessed with it. Her mother was obsessed with it. That's how they met. It has a big connection to her past for her. Clearly, both her father and mother are not in the picture anymore because it's Cinderella. She has to have an evil stepmom. Evil stepmom, by the way, sidebar, I really thought she was going to get a redeeming moment. Like, not a moment that would make you go like, yes, I agree with you, but a moment where you at least go, I don't like you, and I don't agree with how you're handling this situation, but I understand why you're doing it. And she came super, super close, but never quite got there. I digress. Anyway, so Elle is super excited because now Starfield is being made into a movie. So she goes to watch the announcement of who will be playing her favorite character, and it ends up being Darren Freeman. And she is pissed because Darren Freeman is an actor on what I like to call a Pretty People show. It seems sort of like OC-ish. So it's sort of, you know, actors on Pretty People shows are not known for their acting ability. They can be phenomenal actors, but while you're on a Pretty People show, you're pretty much just thought as a pretty people. Ella's less than enthused, and she's kind of, you know, at the beginning, as you can expect, pretty isolated. Along the story, she does make a friend. I know it sounds really weird to be like, she makes a friend, but she does. It becomes her best friend. Her name is Sage, and Sage actually fills in for the fairy godmother type role, but the cool thing about it is she is not magic. Like, it is so easy to use the magic trope nowadays, because there's a lot of things that happen in magical worlds and set points. No, this is purely in, you know, today's world. Like, this could happen. Probably not gonna happen ever, but it could under the right circumstances. So basically, Sage's superpower is that she's an awesome seamstress. And so she helps Elle with this costume so she can try and win this costume contest to go to the premiere of Starfield, but more than that, to win this money so she can get out of her stepmother's house. Because again, you have this evil stepmother, evil stepsisters. This is a constant in the Cinderella type world. One of the things I really, really enjoyed about it, though, was I always kind of have a problem in the Cinderella story with how, like, the prince just sees Cinderella and maybe talks to her for like a couple hours and then is like, oh my god, I must marry this woman. This is the woman for me. We will take this shoe to every woman in the kingdom and find out who it fits, and she shall be my bride, and we will live happily ever after, because love at first sight, and blah, 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 blah. It's not, I have trouble getting over that. Like, I believe in attraction at first sight. Like, you can see that person and be like, yeah, I want to talk to that person, but then I feel like you actually have to talk to that person and get to know that person before you can start throwing the L word around. That's just my personal opinion. And what Ashley Poston did, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, because that'll give it away, and I told you I'm trying to, like, non-spoil things for you. What Ashley Poston did is she found a way to have Elle and Darren anonymously connect, and they sort of fall for each other from these conversations as opposed to just look at that pretty girl. So I highly applaud that. I think that was a great way to do it. I wouldn't have thought to do it that way. I'm glad she did. It was awesome. But I think my favorite part of the whole book happens at the costume contest. It's backstage, and there is this moment, and I'm not going to go into detail here because you're going to read this book, and then we're going to talk about it, and it'll be great. There's this moment backstage where sort of all these different geeks come together to help Elle with a thing, and it's just this really, like, heartfelt, warming moment. Like, I'm not an emotional person, but the subcockles of my heart, like, were warm. I mean, like, just it was below the cockles. It was like subcockle area, like just warm, and it was just, oh, it just felt so sweet and so nice, and it was just like the perfect homage to geekdom, if you will. And that's another thing. Throughout the whole book, there's plenty of mentions to all sorts of different fandoms, Star Trek, Star Wars, all these things. There's even a Nathan Fillion reference, and really every geek book should have a Nathan Fillion reference. I really, really liked this book a lot. Read it in a day. Clearly I couldn't put it down. And bonus points, if you look right here, look at that little wiener dog. So in the book, there is a wiener dog who they call Frank the Tank, and it's a little fat dog, and it makes me so happy because I happen to love wiener dogs. Like, if I'm ever having a bad day, you show me a picture of a wiener dog, or better yet, bring me one, and just, like, my life is made for the next, like, 48 hours because wiener dogs. So that was my bonus material. There's a wiener dog, and that, you know, add points. Bonus for me. Just excited. I really like this book. It's a great read. It's just a sweet, simple story. You know, I don't feel like your whole life will be changed by it, but you'll feel better after you read it. You should totally go pick it up, and you should totally read it. And I'm going to say totally one more time because I totally can. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe for more videos. Also, feel free to leave comments. If you read the book, definitely leave comments. I want to know what you thought about it because I love talking about things I read, hence the whole video. Once again, I'm Em, and I will talk to you soon.